Do-do-do. Do-do-do. N2 top of the third here at Oxford Hills High School. We're at the Gouin Athletic Complex on a windy sort of day. Of course, now I'm making sure nobody hits cords or anything because, you know, we had to run a cord from here all the way over to the lacrosse booth, which is that way, back behind us. It's
North Hebron.
Right.
Wow. But we have a tent.
This is key. We do have a tent. We do have a tent. That's all well and good. Goodness gracious.
7, 8, 9 for the Eagles. It'll be John Joy, Dustin Brown, and Casey.
Casey Kasem?
No.
Casey.
Joshua Casey.
Yeah.
And there was another similar name. There's a Carey on the Messalonskee club. First name Percival. How about that? That's not one you see very often. Yeah.
You don't see that very often. No.
First pitch from Slicer. Right down the chute.
There it is.
Breaking pitch in there. 1-2 to Joy. Swung on and missed, fouled straight back. It'll stay 1-2.
Folks, if you're streaming right now and you've been having issues or anything like that, just want to let you know we are now on the YouTube page for MBR Sport. Again, that is the YouTube page for MBR Sport. You want to lock that in because that's pretty much what we're going to be doing for the rest of the time, I think.
Fastball fouled off to the right side, out of play. Still 1-2 to Joy. He is the DH for Tommy Fortin, who's the right fielder. Fastball misses up, evens the count, 2-2.
Come on. Give me the old.
Swung on and missed. And Slicer with the strikeout to lead off the top of the third inning. Nice pitch that time by Slicer. Staying ahead in the count the whole time and able to capitalize way up. Joy swung right over the top of that pitch. Dustin Brown, the pitcher, with an opportunity to see if he can't start something for the Eagles. First pitch in there from Slicer. And again, he is up in the count. Got to make a fool out of me. I said he wasn't getting up in the count early. He's done it well the last 2 innings. Fastball is up. 1-1. Defense straight away. Lavoisier not playing too deep in left. And popped up to center field. West doesn't really have to move. Right at him. And 2 away.
Definitely the type of inning you want and the type of rhythm you want. You know, if you're a Shane or a Blake Slicer at this point.
Well, hey, the fact of the matter is Slicer has been able to keep guys off of first base, and he's had some good defensive support behind him. Wes has made a couple of nice catches, so too did Fleming. Spenherd made a nice play to end one of the innings. Curveball, nubbed off to third. Chickering's going to run through it. He makes the transition and out at first. Great play that time by Chickering over at third base. Emery did a nice job transitioning that ball when it's moving. Use your glove, dig in there with the bare hand, and make the play. So all the way through the lineup one time, 9 up, 9 down. No runs, no hits, none left on for the Eagles through 2.5. It's 0-0. Oxford Hills, Messalonskee. It's the OA game of the week.
You know, I always think to myself, do I want to do that as the 2.5? Or do I want to go mid-2?
Mid-2, right. I saw that. I did see that from you yesterday.
I don't know. You can't really. I don't think there's a way to really go wrong.
Nope. We are going to recycle to the top of the lineup here. Expected up for the Vikings. 1, 2, 3. Lavoisier, Beauchene, and West. Hunter, a sophomore. aggressive in his first at bat, had a nice single right through the middle of the field, Pete Rose style, harden up the middle. So they asked Pete Rose. They said, when you came up to home plate and you were ready to break Ty Cobb's record, what was going through your head? And he said, the same thing that's going through my head every time, hit it hard and up the middle. That is just some fantastic baseball stuff right there. Get on base any way that you can.
Right.
Coach Ophi makes it out to the first base box, and we are ready for the bottom of the third. First pitch swung on, fouled off to the left-hand side. Shane Slicer with a nice pickup and delivers a beautiful throw to the pitcher.
Well, that's always nice.
Boy, some old habits die hard right there. No problem. Snapping it over like he's turning two.
Right.
0-1 to Labossiere. Swung on, lined to Cunningham, right at him, and that'll be the first out. Wasn't hit that hard, kind of a loopy hit. Didn't hit it square. Cunningham did not have to move. So Jake Beauchene, who is the designated hitter for Blake Slicer, had a sacrifice bunt in his first at-bat. Will hit from the left side. Swings at the first pitch right down the line, just foul. Hooked it right down the line, got way out in front of it. Garland didn't have a shot at it. Just missed the right field foul line. So 0-1 to Beauchene. High fastball swung on, fouled straight back. 0-2 to Jake. Tell you, Dustin Brown, doing a nice job here again in this third inning, getting up, throwing strikes. Very, very efficient. Reminds me a lot of Alex Brooks, who we saw for Brewer. Stays right around the plate. The 0-2 to Beauchene. Swung on, grounded up the middle. Bell will collect it and make the easy play over to first. 2 down. And now Bailey West will step into the batter's box. Bailey grounded out to Garland at first in his first at-bat. That did advance Labossiere over to third, but they were unable to get him in. And the center fielder made a couple of nice plays defensively. Will have an opportunity here. Get on base and start something for the Vikings.
Got to be starting something, as Michael Jackson would say. He probably doesn't recognize me. Graffam didn't recognize me. He's like, have you lost weight? I'm like, you only saw me the entire basketball season.
Yeah, right.
Graf.
Yeah.
Like, is this some new thing?
Right.
Like, I really haven't lost that much weight since basketball season.
1-0, grounded over to Cunningham at short. He has trouble getting it, and just too fast. No opportunity to even throw it. West beat feet down the line and legged out a single. Tell you, the ball wasn't hit that hard, and Cunningham had to kind of come in on it. Even if he fielded it cleanly, West was motoring down that first baseline, and I don't think he would have got him. That's a single in my book. And now Matty Smith will have an opportunity to step up for the second time. Smith flew out to center field, deep fly ball to Tyler Lewis to end the first inning. And now the speedy West takes a lead over at first.
Which will happen.
First pitch swung on, fouled way off to the left-hand side. 0-1. No score here. Messalonskee Eagles at the Oxford Hills Vikings. We at the Gouin Athletic Complex. 2 down, bottom of the third. Bailey West on first. Throw over. Decent move, but really no contest. The throw was up a little bit. West taking a generous lead. West is off with a pitch. Throw is up, down to second, and he's out. Wow, it's an easy throw. It's the easiest throw to throw on from a catching standpoint. That fastball was up in the zone. Dexter popped up, got rid of it quick. Didn't throw a hard ball down a second, but got rid of it quick. It skipped there, and Bell made a heck of a tag on West for the final out in the third inning. So Matty Smith will get another chance at the plate, but after 3 innings, Messalonskee 0, Oxford Hills 0. It is the Orthopedic Associates Game of the Week. Three hits so far for Oxford Hills. They have left 3 on base. They have been costly. 2 of those were at in scoring position. Something you really need to convert on at this level is getting those runs in when you've got a couple of outs.
Just on occasion, maybe.
Yeah, you got to be able to
Looking
score.
into that sort of thing, possibly.
2 outs. You just can't sacrifice outs all the time for runs.
No, that doesn't usually work.
Back to the top of the lineup for Messalonskee. It'll be Cunningham, Dylan Brown, and Sam Bell. Cunningham flew out to West to start the game. And the wind is deciding to pick up.
Well,
Okay.
that's why we got the wind guards.
Here we go.
Remember?
Wind guards. Wind guards.
This is why we do this.
Wind guards. We don't need homemade wind guards.
No, we don't. We don't. We just do our thing.
First pitch, check swing foul ball. That one will count. 0-1 to Cunningham.
Right. No relation to Richie or any of the others. Perhaps Howard.
Randall.
Right.
Second pitch is down, evens it up at 1-1. Pitch up. Missed with a fastball. 2-1 now, behind in the count to Cunningham. Cunningham, a kid we saw play last year in Legion. A lot of these guys. Messalonskee didn't lose very much. Breaking pitch, check swing on the pitch. It was a strike. Might have been a swing. Didn't matter. Crossed in the right play. All even 2-2 here. Cunningham calls time just as Slicer gets to take his first step of his windup. Trying to disrupt his timing. Here's the 2-2. Way up. All full now. One of those repeating things that you can always have in the game of baseball is throwing a fastball in a fastball count. Can you get these guys out? It's really important in these counts. Breaking pitch, froze him. That's why sometimes you can think backwards. And Cunningham strikes out looking for the first out in the top of the 4th. Slicer's second strikeout. And Dylan Brown, who grounded out to Braden Bean in his first at-bat. Curveballs had him looking a bunch of times. The Slicer's crafty out there. First pitch, grounded out to Spinhern at short. He kind of bobbles it, gets the throw over, still able to get Dylan Brown. Trouble picking up the ball, trouble with transition, but Spinhern still with a good hard throw. He's got kind of a long delivery, but Curtis did a nice job going and getting it. And 6-3 in the scorebook puts a second out down, and Sam Bell will now step up to the plate. The only sophomore hits third. Grounded out to Spinhern in his first at-bat. First pitch, a breaking ball, hit weakly over to Emery Chickering at third. Easy play, and 3 up, 3 down for the Vikings. Slicer really working through this lineup well. And after, in the middle of the 4th inning, Messalonskee 0, Oxford Hill 0. It's the OA game of the week.
It's the transitional piece. The transitional.
So through 4 innings, Slicer has only faced 12 people. All right, let's see what we have got coming up here. Dylan Brown kind of walking out slowly to third base. Not happy with how that last half inning ended. It was pretty quick. Matty Smith, Emery Chickering, who made that beautiful play. He's made a couple of running plays over there at third. He'll bat second this inning, and then Andrew Fleming will get another crack at Brown. Dylan and Dustin. One of them's a senior, one of them's a junior. So Dustin, our pitcher, is the senior. Dylan, the third baseman, a junior. I presume, of course, they're related in some manner. I will not assume that they are brothers. I will only presume.
Okay, so Steve,
you go for it.
I think I can do the stuff now.
You're good to go.
I think so.
You say it, brother.
I think we have done what we can do. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's a little different than being right by the screen.
Yeah, it is. Much different. Smith flew out to center to end the first. Off-speed pitch way up. And Brown, doing something he hasn't done much this game, gets behind in the count. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, line through the left side. That'll be a base hit for Matty Smith. Nice job of hitting that time. Dylan Brown made a dive for it over at third, just couldn't get to it. That ball struck well. So Matty will reach first, and Emery Chickering, who grounded out to Dylan Brown, will step up for his second at bat. 3 hits so far for the Vikings. Slicer, a guy who likes to do station-to-station baseball. We'll see whether or not Chickering bunts, and he doesn't. He swings away. Grounds over to Dylan Brown at third, who has trouble handling the ball on the backhand. So he had trouble handling the ball. We talked about this, Matty. He kind of hung his head when he walked out there to start the last half inning.
Right.
Chickering hit it not too hard at him, and he went to make the backhand, but kind of came out of it too quick and bobbled it. So they're going to reach on an error. But then when he tried to throw it back to his brother, he just spiked it into the ground.
Which is always tremendous. That's that's called compounding an error right there.
Yep.
That's why they're called compound fractures,
True.
right? Because it's more complex.
It's worse.
Okay, that's
it's
what I
worse.
thought.
So Fleming will take a strike. He struck out looking in his first at bat. Missed away. Now even in the count, 1-1. Matty Smith on second. Emery Chickering on first. No out. Bottom of the fourth. Swung on, lined to Cunningham at short. Over to second for the first out. Bell makes the transition, but it's not in time. Fleming beats it out, reaches on a fielder's choice. So, hey, it advances the runner. We get rid of one runner at second base, but now Matty Smith sits over at third. And with one out, men on first and third, that's going to bring up Tyler Curtis. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Fleming, I don't think he's much of a threat to steal. Speed on a basketball court is different than speed on a baseball diamond. He may have it. I don't think he's going anywhere. Here's the 0-1. Up in the zone. Now even 1-1. You know, lacrosse balls are very hard. So if we take one off the back of the head, because we're not paying attention.
I know.
Lacrosse practice going on behind us. For those of you not, just a heads up. I mean, I don't know if we need helmet gear or what, but
we'll see.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on, right back at Brown. He goes to second for the first out. Cunningham the first for the double play. Inning-ending double play that time for Curtis. And through 4 innings, it is 0-0. This is the OA game of the week.
Of course, you guys can watch that right in Twitter as well. You just click on the link and get in there, and bang, it's right. It says Levitt at Oxford Hills. It's not. Don't pay no mind to the preview. That's why we say pay no mind to the preview. It's really key for that.
1-6-3 in your scorebook.
One, 6, 3.
4 hits actually for Oxford Hills now, and 4 men left on base. So we'll head to the top of the 5th. Slicer's still on the bump. He's going to see 3, 4, 5. Lewis, Dexter, and Garland. Now, my significant other has some sort of herbal spray that she sprays on the dogs to keep the black flies away. And it's become abundantly clear to me at this point that we are going to need to find that recipe and make sure that we have some with us.
Yep.
I'm getting eaten like a steak over here.
We're their type of people. You know.
Lewis flew out to center in the first. He tries to bunt here, but fouls it straight back because he dropped the head of the bat. Boy, fundamental thing about baseball, if you're going to try to bunt the ball, you better keep the barrel of the bat above the handle of the bat, and you better keep it that way the whole time. Second that barrel drops, you're going to pop it up. 0-1 now. Fastball misses down.
It's weird. Usually when there's impending rain, everything slows down to a crawl.
Yeah. Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Usually.
Just stop right there. Swung on, hit cheaply over to third.
Foul.
Chickering lets it go foul.
Oh, just set up by the lacrosse scoreboard, they said. There'll be power, they said.
Oh, you mean that big power box with the lever that goes on?
Yeah.
That switch to on?
Yeah.
Oh, but it's wireless.
Right. It's wireless.
It's wireless,
It's
right?
wireless.
That's right. Looks like it's
There's
got-
also, the problem is there's a big black X on the actual plug-in, so I wonder if maybe that has something to do with it. I'm not really sure.
1-2 pitch misses up. Now 2-2 against Lewis.
So you want to be a broadcaster, eh?
Fastball right through it, and Lewis strikes out. That's Slicer's 3rd strikeout today. Second one swinging, yeah. And now Colby Dexter, who flew out to Fleming, will toe up. You know, Lewis, their 4th hitter, their cleanup hitter, it's interesting that he tried to bunt. It means that they're aware of a few scoreboard issues. Oh, again here. Dexter going to try and lay one down, but can't do it. Or isn't able to execute. I'm not going to say he can't do it. He's just not able to execute here. Where's the number 7 like a Dexter? Like Sam, like Boomer?
Yet, here we are.
0-1 misses down. And evens the count 1-1. We're in the top of the 5th here, 1 down. 0-0. Messalonskee Eagles against the Oxford Hills Vikings. Fastball in there, now 1-2. And Slicer has been nothing, if nothing, he's been efficient. He has been outstanding since that 2nd inning. Fastball popped up this side. Fleming's going to have a chance. Curtis is going to have a chance. Bean calls them both off and settles under it. Nice job that time by Braden getting over behind first baseman in front of the right fielder. And Bean makes a heck of a play on that ball, helping Slicer out. And now Connor Garland will step up to the plate. Connor grounded out to Spinhern to end the 2nd inning. Fastball misses, 1-0.
I just got photobombed by Matthew Fleming, by the way. That was great.
Yeah, I see that.
I think Matthew does that a lot, though, because he's probably just, like, walking by. He's like, oh, wait, I'm like,
It's all right.
7'9". I can see where that would be an issue.
Takes up a lot of space. One in there for a strike to the lefty Garland. And Slicer up ahead now, 1-2. 2 down, top 5.
Is he getting taller?
Yeah, Matt Fleming is growing, folks.
Yeah.
Fastball misses up and in. He's getting taller. He is definitely getting taller.
He's not getting shorter by any means.
Beware.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a force on the floor this year. 2-2 swung on, grounded to Spinhern over at short. He comes through it, makes a nice throw, and 6-3 in your scorebook. That'll end the top half of the 5th inning. Scoreless here, Messalonskee against the Oxford Hills Vikings. It is the Orthopedic Associates Game of the Week.
Of course, for more information about Orthopedic Associates, find them online at orthoassociates.com or follow them on Facebook. Bottom of the 5th, no score.
Bottom 5. Softball game still going?
Still going. I hear hooting and hollering over there.
That means yes. 8, 9, and 1 for the Vikings. It'll be Spinhern, Bean, and Labossiere. Spinhern singled in his last at bat. Tell you, he's played a very strong shortstop behind Blake Slicer. Slicer has done a nice job using the defense behind him. He's gotten help from Chickering. Beans made a couple of nice plays. West has made a couple of nice plays out in center field. Fleming made a nice play in right field. All over the field. Matty Smith doing a nice job behind the dish. Right now, all 9 contributing defensively for the Vikings. It's going to take that kind of effort. Messalonskee, a very tough team, battled Edward Little. Did you cover that game? Did you go to that game?
I did.
Yeah, you did cover that game. That one's on the game. I was going to say there's highlights, but I didn't want to overspeak. That was a 1-0 game.
That was a 1-0.
That was a
game.
beaut.
Oh, no, I didn't go to that one.
You did?
Where was I? Where was I that day?
Who did you cover? Who did you cover EL playing?
Lawrence.
That's right.
That was Monday.
That's right. That's
that
right.
was Monday.
There you go.
That's where this whole mess started.
We're
actually.
good. Bottom 5, Jake Spinhern. And he takes the first one for a ball. 1-0. No score here. Swung on, fouled back. 1-1 to the senior shortstop. Talk a lot about how these different players show up in different sports. Spinhern, pivotal for the football team. Off-speed pitch misses up. We saw him at tailback. We saw him at slot back. He is fast. One of the faster kids we saw statewide.
Surprised he's not doing track.
2-1 high, chopped over to third. Dylan Brown comes through. It makes a nice play on the run, but it can't be picked by Garland. And Spinhern will reach on the throwing error by Brown. That's going to bring up Braden Bean.
You didn't give an error on that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be an E5,
It was an E5. Only because a good throw would have had him by probably 2 steps. Spinhern's quick. First pitch to Bean, bunted to the left side. Nice job. Dustin Brown fields it, throws to first, and completes it. That's a beautiful sacrifice that time by the junior Braden Bean, and it gets Spinhern over to second with just 1 out. Cycled back to the top of the lineup. Hunter Labossiere, 1 for 2 today. Had a single and lined out to Cunningham. We'll have an opportunity to see if he can't get a run on the board. Nice job that time by Bean. I love it when a kid can get a bunt down. Kudos to Braden. First pitch to Labossiere, popped into center. Lewis settles under it. He's got it easily. Spinhern acts like he's going to tag. Not even close. 1 pitch, 1 out. Now 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. Spinhern out there at second, hoping that Jake Beauchene will have the right recipe. Jake 0 for 1 today, had a sacrifice bunt in the first and a ground out to Sam Bell at second base in the 3rd inning. Fastball misses up. 1-0 to Beauchene. Jake a lefty against the righty, Dustin Brown. Action in the pen for Messo. Pitch in there, popped way up in the middle of the infield. Cunningham calling everybody off and settles for the final out. Through 5 full innings, Messalonskee 0, Oxford Hills 0. It's the OA Game of the Week here on MBR.org. Five left on so far. No runs on no hits. 1 error. 2nd error committed by Messalonskee.
Apparently, we're missing the fireworks over at the softball game, Steve.
This may be the game, however.
Right.
There will be fewer fireworks here by the sounds of it.
Right. My whole goal is to have fewer raindrops here. That is
hey,
key.
We've been ducking and dodging them all.
Well, after the last game
day.
we're planning to do from here got postponed, I knew that we had to do this one pretty much no matter what.
If you own a generator company and you want to provide us with a power source that we can take anywhere, and I mean anywhere,
right,
into the woods,
right,
for many days on end,
right,
that would be outstanding.
Yes, if that is something you would be interested in,
please
call our business office.
Please. So top of 6, it's going to be John Joy, Dustin Brown, and Casey. Josh Casey. 7, 8, and 9. We saw hitters 4 and 5 offer at a bunt. See what they do here. First pitch in there for a strike, and Slicer up ahead. Tell you, Matty, make sure you peek at the gentleman warming up. Second pitch, way low, 45-footer. Kind of an interesting release point in the bullpen here.
Graff just offered me a man-on-the-street interview, which I find hilarious, by the way. That's quite a setup going there. It's a little Sumberini.
Oh. Little three-quarter Quisenberry, maybe, for those of you that even know who that guy is.
Bit of a Farnsworth, perhaps.
Yeah. 2-1 now. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Joy just froze that front knee. Tell you, their timing is there, but the hands are coming forward too, and they're just getting fooled by that breaking pitch. And now Slicer rocks and fires for the 2-2. Up. That moves the count to full. Joy struck out in his first at-bat to lead off the 3rd.
Top of the 6th, no score.
Breaking pitch swung on. Beautiful pitch that time by Blake Slicer. Second time he's gone to that breaking pitch in the full count, and Joy swung right over the top of it. So 4 strikeouts for Slicer, and that will bring up Dustin Brown, the pitcher. He flew out to Bailey West in center field in his first at-bat. First pitch to Brown, way up. And now Slicer behind 1-0. Breaking pitch misses down in the zone. It's going to be 2-0. We are in the top of the 6th inning, 1 out. Scoreless here. Messalonskee Eagles against the Oxford Hills Vikings. It's the OA Game of the Week.
Did you think that was low or outside? I was thinking outside.
Yeah, maybe outside. Tough to see that from here. That one was there. Another breaking pitch. And 2-1. to Dustin Brown. Hitters count here. Breaking pitch has him way out in front. Spinhern deep into the hole, makes a nice throw. It's high.
Got him.
Curtis gets up, tags him out. The umpire wants instruction, and let me tell you what. It's not an obstruction play because the first baseman made a move for the ball.
If you look here on the replay, which I'm actually providing for you now, he got him. It was clean.
He has a right to go to the ball. Yeah, he's got a right to go to the ball. He can't impede the runner to get to the ball, but he's got a right to it. Nice play that time by Spinhern. Now Josh Casey, the 9-hole hitter, grounded out to Chickering in the second. Excuse me, in the third. Nice running play, slow roller to Emery over at third that he was able to capitalize on. 0-1 swung on and missed. Now 0-2. 2 down, top of the 6th inning. Scoreless here. Messalonskee Eagles and the Vikings from Oxford Hills. Slicer with the 0-2. Fastball swung right through it. No, foul tip. Matty Smith not able to hang on. So it'll stay 0-2. Casey, the left fielder for the Eagles. Slicer fires the curveball, swung right over the top. Nice block by Matty Smith, tags him out, and through 6. Slicer has faced the minimum and has 5 strikeouts. Middle of the 6th, scoreless here at the Gouin Athletic Complex. It's the Messalonskee Eagles 0 and the Oxford Hills Vikings 0. It's the OA game of the week. Due up for the Vikings, it's going to be Bailey West, Matty Smith, and Emery Chickering. West is 1 for 2. Smith 1 for 2. Chickering 0 for 2. So that's 2 for 6 combined, which is, you don't think it's good? That's 333, my friend.
That everybody's happy with that. I'm sure they'd be happier if it was 3 for 6.
Somewhere someone's getting a lecture about what 7 out of 10 times means in a Hall of Famer. We don't need to go into that. We
yes.
get that. We're good. We're good. Throw down a second as the wind and rain decides to pick up. We'll move into the bottom half of the 6th inning here. West, Smith, and Chickering. And Matty continues to search for something random.
I'm trying to figure out, do I need to move the table down and then go in? I'm not really sure.
That's your call.
I'm not really I'm not at that point
We can
yet.
do it at the half inning if you need to.
I don't think I have to make that decision at this point.
The first pitch in the bottom of the 6th, right down the middle.
I got to tell you, if you can get this view at any game, wherever you are, you're all set.
Love it.
You can see everything.
Love it. The 0-1 to West. Down and in right across his shoelaces. Now even 1-1. Fans building here. Love it.
It's getting busy.
It's a good amount of people here. Here's the 1-1. Breaking pitch, swung over the top of, fouled off of a foot maybe, or something slightly more tender. And he's going to need a second.
Yeah. We'll call it his foot. We'll say it's his foot.
Tell you, they're way out in front on the breaking pitch. Oxford Hill, we've seen Messalonskee really struggle with Slicer's breaking stuff, and it seems like Oxford Hills is jumping out in front here. And that's what I see from West as far as where we are. He's way out on his front foot, so he's just got to keep that weight back. Trust those hands on that breaking stuff. Way up in the count here. Here's the 1-2. Way up. Evens the count 2-2. Scoreless in the bottom of the 6th. It's the 3rd place hitter for the Vikings, Bailey West. 2-2 breaking pitch is Up. Up, maybe in, but not a strike. Full count here. Fastball swung on, fouled straight back.
Honestly, Stevie, what I'm thinking right now is how much Ethernet cable can I get from our WKTQ tower, which you see out in...
It's closer than the electrical outlet that we're using.
You're probably right. Maybe we can get Coach Munzing to run it. He likes to run Ethernet through the woods.
Full count, swung on, hit down the right side, just foul. Wasn't hit hard, just landed beyond the outfield cut. Looked like it got in on the handle. Wasn't fouled by much. Replay says...
It was fouled by about 2 inches, actually.
Yeah. Boy, just missed. Full count to West. He's fouled 2 off. Here's the offering. Swung on, fouled up. Dexter's going to have a play on it. And new life. That's what I hear. New life.
He did not get it.
Yeah.
It kind of. I was able to see it just at kind of the angle I'm at because the dugout is blocking us at that one point. Maybe they can build us a tower up here.
I'm good with that. Well, as long as I'm tied off. You know, I am with heights and ladders. And
well, maybe we'll get a lift, like what they do over at Chevrolet, you know?
10th pitch of the at-bat. Full count here on West.
He said nothing about the lift people. Nothing.
Fouled off to the left-hand side.
Like, I'm going to totally bypass everything on the lift.
If I'm in like a 5-point harness or something like that.
I'm sure it'll be strapped down. I mean, this tent's not going anywhere.
No, I'm happy with this tent.
I'm very happy with this tent. This is a good purchase.
Yeah, I did get a few comments on the Oxford Hill side about quite the setup that we have.
Oh, really?
Full count, swung back again. 12 pitches now in this at-bat for Bailey West. And I'll tell you, you can't underestimate that kind of a really tough, grinded-out at-bat when a kid comes out for a 6th inning of work. Here's the full count pitch again. Swung on, base hit, left center field. Nice job of hitting that time by Bailey West. That really takes a hard turn, draws the throw, but great at-bat that time by the speedy West. We saw him reach on an infield hit. He's got a ton of wheels. He did get thrown out earlier in this game. We'll see whether or not Matty Smith tries to work him over with a bunt. Smith 1 for 2, had a single in his last at-bat, flew out to Lewis in the 1st inning to end the 1st inning. None out. West on first, and the catcher Matty Smith now up to bat. Bunt is down towards the first base. Beautiful bunt. Pitcher fields it, throws it to Garland. Dustin Brown did a nice job getting off the mound and covering the first base line. And Matty Smith did an even better job of forcing the runner over to scoring position. Not the first time we've seen a Viking in scoring position, but can they capitalize?
Got to here, starting to get late. Bottom of the sticks. This is really where you'd like to get that lead so that maybe Blake Slicer can come out here and close it out in the 7th and finish what he started. What happened here? Is that a balk? Or intentional walk.
Intentional walk.
They don't do the 4 pitches. They just put them on.
In high school, you get to go down. All the coach has to do is give you the signal 4. He wants to keep the force play on. And now Andrew Fleming with an opportunity to make a big difference in this game. Men on first and second, 1 down. Fleming 0 for 2.
Good eye there.
Struck out in the 2nd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th.
Now we're going to have a conversation after the 1 pitch. So I've always found that amazing, after the 1 pitch conversations.
It's like, Coach, you just put a guy on first base, and, you know, I'm not happy about that.
Let him throw 1 pitch.
Yeah. And I only throw 1 pitch to this guy.
I feel like every pitch is important, so if you wanted to have this conversation, maybe before you throw the first pitch.
Well, and that's the 16th pitch of just this inning alone, and really he's only faced 2 batters. 3. This is the 3rd batter, but 1 pitch with Matty Smith and a long at-bat by Bailey West. That's what sets up this whole inning. It really kind of wears him down. Coach Bernier wanting to get his senior a little bit of rest.
Quite the lacrosse practice going on behind us. Everything seems to be okay so far. Joe Carpini is definitely keeping an eye on the action.
Chickering on first. Bailey West is in scoring possession out on second base. Cunningham keeping him honest. And 1-0 to Fleming. Down in the zone, now 2-0.
Last thing you want to do here is walk Fleming, because then you got nowhere to put him. You only got one out.
I don't see anybody warming up. We saw somebody get a little bit loose, but nowhere near ready to pitch. Here's the 2-0. Swung on, hit to foul left side.
Nice play by Slicer. He bobbled it for a second, but he managed to pick it up.
Well, he went.
You really did a good job with this banner. It really
Staying
stuck.
right there, man.
You did a good job.
Staying right there.
I just want to shout out these two teams for not scoring in the first inning. That was key.
Yeah, that was key.
Very clutch. They did not do what Bangor did to me yesterday.
Here's the 2-1. Swung on, lined into right field. Fortin right at him. And the lefty kind of got hung up. Almost looked like the ball handcuffed him, but he didn't have to move very far. Fleming laced that one into right. But 2 down. And now Tyler Curtis with an opportunity. See if he can't scratch one home. Grounded out into a double play in his last at bat. He's looking for some redemption.
Kind of the Shawshank redemption, if you will.
First pitch in there, first strike. We're scoreless in the bottom of the 6th. There's 2 down. Emery Chickering is on first. Bailey West on second base. Messalonskee and Oxford Hills.
I was here for a guy like Tyler Curtis simply because of the stirrups and the beard.
Big fan.
He's an old-time guy.
He steps out, takes a couple practice cuts here. Disrupt the timing.
Brown stepped off the rubber and just kind of thought about it, I guess.
Pitch to Curtis. Ooh. Up in the zone. Now evens the count 1-1. Matty Smith doing his job, getting the runner over to second base. An intentional walk puts Chickering at first. Fleming lines out to right field. And the breaking pitch to Curtis is up in the zone. He's wondering where it missed. Well, the fact of the matter is if a pitch goes down and if it goes up and then it comes down and lands in the catcher's mitt, it doesn't necessarily cross the front of home plate in the strike zone.
Spinhorn on deck, so if Curtis reaches.
Here's the 2-1, way up again, and it looks to me like Brown has lost a lot of his rhythm. He is struggling out there, leaving that one way up. Looked like it was an off-speed pitch that just kind of rolled out of his hand. Now 3-1 to Tyler Curtis. Fastball in there. Curtis kind of offered at it. Wasn't quite sure. So full count, 2 down. Runners are going to be in motion here.
I'd probably be looking for that same pitch again, and if that's the case, kind of bat it into right field.
Yep. Just make contact on it.
It's probably going to be a ball.
Pitch is a fastball lined right at Garland to end the inning.
And
hit it well.
He did exactly. It was the exact thing. He threw it right back, same spot. He shot it to right field. Bad luck there for Andrew Fleming and Tyler Curtis. That's all you can call it. I mean, they look like the April Yankees, actually.
No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 left on. That's a total of 7 left on today. 5 total hits for the Vikings. Through 6 innings, we're scoreless here. Messalonskee and Oxford Hills all knotted up at 0. It's the OA game of the week.
Of course, you can find the full replay of this game over the weekend. You'll be able to find that on the YouTube page. Just look for MBR Sport there. Send it to family members. Let's get the views up.
Friends, family members, lend me your ears.
Please.
Okay. Top 7 means top of the lineup. Cunningham, Dylan Brown, Sam Bell for the Eagles. Slicer still ball in hand.
Which is definitely better than one in the bush. That's
one in the hand is definitely worse. Yeah. Top 7 scoreless, 0s across the board. Matty Boutwell, Steve Flynn, the Flying Carpini on the pictures.
Coach Thurlow's here, so be careful.
We got a whole
He'll
bunch
be
of
completely
coaches
oblivious to the fact that we're on the air, and then he's going to tell you a story about 1972.
Walk right up to the mic and just start coming with it, right?
Start talking. Yeah.
First pitch to Cunningham.
Slicer's still out there. You wonder how much longer that'll go.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, there's somebody getting ready over in the pen, but I don't think he's coming out this inning anyway. Strike one, strike two right there to Cunningham. Breaking ball, fastball, and he's up 0-2.
Maybe we don't need to worry about that.
I don't think yet. Fastball misses down. Good bid that time for Slicer.
Now, does it go by innings pitched or pitches?
It goes by innings pitch. One pitch in any inning is an inning pitch.
Really?
Yep. My guess is the next pitcher is going to be a lefty. What do you think?
Well, that would be my guess as well.
Anytime two left-handed.
We're talking about for Messalonskee, of course. That's key there.
2-2 the count on Cunningham. Pitch is up now, full count.
I always hate to see a guy lose a guy, but you also hate to see him go full after getting up on him.
0-2
strikes.
Yeah, 0-2 to full. That's a good at bat by Jared Cunningham. Here's the full count pitch. Breaking ball again, and same result. That's going to be strikeout number 6. And the second time that Cunningham has been the victim of a strikeout, that will bring up Dylan Brown. He is grounded out to Braden Bean and Spinhern consecutively. 1 out now, top 7. Scoreless here. Messalonskee Eagles and the Oxford Hills Vikings. First pitch swung on, hit over to Emery Chickering, fields it cleanly, and nice throw over to Curtis. 5-3 in your scorebook, and 2 down in the top of the 7th.
Just want to shout out Coach Graffam for going to the house, which is across the street apparently, and you can actually get the getting us the extension cords.
Yeah.
So we could reach to where the power was.
Lined right over to Bean at second base, and 3 up, 3 down. Sure enough, Bell ends the 7th inning.
Sudden death?
Not quite yet.
No, it is now. If Oxford Hill
Sudden
scores
death. You're right. It is sudden
yeah.
death. You're right. It is sudden death.
For on the Oxford Hill side, is a sudden death. Sudden victory. I guess you could also say too. If you really want to be Pollyanna, sunshine sort of thing.
So through 7 innings, Slicer faced the minimum. Folks, through 7 innings, Blake Slicer faced the minimum. Just, if you don't know what that means, go ahead and look it up. It's good. And the bottom of the 7th is going to bring up 8-9-1. Jake Spinhern, Braden Bean, and Hunter LeBossiere.
How many hits has he allowed so far?
Who?
Mr. Slicer.
He's faced the minimum.
He's faced the minimum.
As a matter of fact, nobody's got to first base.
So nobody's gotten to first base by way of any type of single.
So
what you're saying?
This is a great rain delay conversation. We will not do it now. There are 9 different ways that you can get to first base. 9.
9. Okay.
Drop third strike, error, hit, walk,
Interference.
Obstruction.
Yeah,
it could be. You could be balked.
Yeah.
If on a full count, if the pitcher balks, you could be balked to first base.
I did not know that.
You can give the free pass without being pitched. You can have the internet. It's ridiculous. Looks like Brown will keep the ball for the Eagles. He will. And here we go. 1 for 2 is Spinhern. Had a single in the 2nd. Reached on an error in the 5th. First pitch, a breaking ball fouled off to the right-hand side. Cue shot.
See, I can't decide if I want to publicize. I guess he's not hitting right now. He's not pitching right now, so I guess it's okay.
I mean, just as long as you say that he faced the minimum. You're just... 0-1 to Spinhern. Breaking ball again, swung right through it. Way out in front. You got to hit the breaking pitch the other way. Let the hips go, but keep the hands back. Here's the 0-2. Breaking pitch again. He offered at it. No swing. It was in the dirt. And the 1-2. Way up. Evens the count. Two pitches down, and after getting way up on Spinner in 0-2, now back to a full count. And this is how the last half inning started off for Dustin Brown with Bailey West. Way up, then way behind, get the even. Here comes the 3-2. Fastball fouled back. Well out of play. And I believe we had a rooftop there.
That was a rooftop. Not our rooftop.
Not our rooftop.
I parked a ways away.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat here. Swung on, popped out of play again. Tell you, there was a very interesting piece on Real Sports on HBO about foul balls and reactivity. Definitely recommend
paying attention.
A view of that. That was very, very eye-opening for me. Full count. And looking his Spinhern. Looked like it caught the outside edge. Not even an offer, and he'll take the looking third strike. And that'll be the first out in the bottom of the 7th. Now Braden Bean up. He popped out to Sam Bell at second base and had a sacrifice bunt in the 5th. 0 for 1 is Bean. He's the 9-hole hitter. Labossiere on deck. Only the second strikeout by my account for Brown. Both looking interestingly. Second pitch down in the zone. Now 2-0 to the second baseman and junior, Braden Bean. The 2-0 offering comes in there at the knees. 2-1. Bright orange, hunter orange bat, huh? Does that count as a piece of orange in the woods?
Yeah, you can bring that with you for self-defense and for, just identification, which is key.
2-1 is down again. Dustin Brown not happy about it.
You can also be seen at night, so if you get lost, like if the sun goes down,
wave it around.
Yeah.
3-1 now to Bean. And misses down. Bean's going to get the free pass. It's the big lefty, Andrew Fleming, warming up down in the bullpen. And I think we're going to get a pitching change here from Messalonskee. That is just my guess.
Now, a couple quick things here on this, Steve. How many times do you see a guy come in from the bullpen when it is not a clean inning, when there is a runner on?
Oh, boy, don't get me.
And they immediately throw a wild pitch.
We know a certain manager who likes to do that kind of thing.
I assume it's just lacrosse practice. That's not a game of some type. I'm just making sure. Because we've got a cord going over about half the field right now. So.
Once I figure out who's going where, I'll get right back with you. I believe this is a left fielder. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be Joshua Casey.
Back there, that backside. Okay. You have time. Okay.
Oh, God, yeah. Pitching change here, and let me see. So we don't have an official roster, folks, so I'm going off of a pink copy, and Mr. Bernier didn't quite press down hard enough. So by my account, Dustin Brown is going to go out to left field, and Joshua Casey will come in and be your left-handed pitcher. Cunningham still at short. Dylan Brown still at third. Sam Bell still at second. So that's the way it's going to work. Dustin Brown will be your new left fielder. Joshua Casey is going to be your pitcher in relief. So he is going to face Labossiere, Beauchene, and West. Labossiere 1 for 3. Single in the first, lined out to Cunningham in the third, and then popped out to Tyler Lewis for the second out in the 5th inning. But with 1 out, I'd be hard-pressed to think that Hunter is not going to try to lay a bunt down here and see if they can't get Braden Bean down to second base. The lefty is an interesting option here. If I were coaching, I would tell this kid to not throw any from the stretch. Reason being, you got a runner over there at first base. Don't let him see what your move looks like. Don't let him see any of it. But Braden Bean had an opportunity to take a look at it a couple times. Connor Garland, the first baseman for Messalonskee, didn't go far. He heard the chat. And now Casey will face Labossiere. First pitch in there for a strike. Bean not looking like much of a threat to run down at first base.
He made it. It's going to be all right.
1 out.
One more pitch. One more pitch.
Throw over to first, and he had him. Bean was going. He was leaning, but the throw was bad. Period.
That's pretty much how that works.
It's one of these things that you see at the high school level with left-handed pitchers. If they come to the set and they're staring at home plate, they're trying to fool you. They're going to go to first base.
Right.
If they come to the set and they're staring at you at first base, they're probably going to throw a pitch. Look, he's staring at him at first. Guess what he's doing? To the plate he goes.
And there's your
ball is up, popped behind Dexter, and Bean is going to get to advance all the way to second base. And now 1 out, man in scoring position. 1-1 is the count to Labossiere. And Casey not giving himself any help that time with the wild pitch. It was way up. Dexter tried to jump up and catch it, kind of pinched it, and it popped out.
I do not expect a bunt here.
Swung on, hit to Sam Bell over at second base. He'll make the easy play over to first, but Bean's going to get to third. And with 2 outs, Jake Beauchene with an opportunity to walk off here and see if he can't bring the Vikings a thrilling victory. Be a good point in time to remind you that Blake Slicer, the pitcher for the Vikings, has faced the minimum amount of batters. No hitters have reached.
Did he have a... Has he walked anybody?
He has not walked anybody.
Have there been any errors?
There have been no errors.
So
yeah,
he's faced the minimum entirely.
Yeah.
And he okay, interesting. That's
ground over to Sam Bell at second. He throws it away, and that's going to be the game ender, folks. Braden Bean is going to score from third on an error by Sam Bell, and Blake Slicer has pitched a perfect game. He has pitched 7 innings of perfect baseball for the Oxford Hills Vikings. An impressive showing by the lefty senior. What a tremendous victory here for the Vikings.
Well, we picked a game to come to, I guess.
Wow. Wow.
And you know, that ball just seemed like it was hit to the right spot, but it took forever to get to the second baseman. And it just
unbelievable.
Just kind of trickled and trickled and trickled, and then all of a sudden that was it.
Unbelievable, folks. Your lone run, unearned, mind you, and on 5 hits, 1 run, and no errors. Messalonskee, no runs, no hits, 2 errors. Oxford Hills left 7 guys on base, but Blake Slicer, the story, the senior lefty with a perfect game. What an incredible performance by Blake.
Just an amazing job. And, of course, Messalonskee and Oxford Hills always seem to have these amazing pitchers' duels. So, yeah, that's stuff that goes on there. So, congratulations to Blake. Congratulations to Oxford Hills on a big-time win.
Wow, 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 wow.
Indeed. Wow. That'll do it for us. It's the OA game of the week, and well, we picked a good one. I'll let Steve wrap up the scoring stuff here. I want to thank our sponsors, Maine Athletic Fundraising and OA, Centers for Orthopedics, OA Experience in Motion. For more information on OA, find them online at orthoassociates.com. For Maine Athletic Fundraising, go to maineathleticfundraising.com. For a recap of this game, including Snapchat video highlights, including the full game replay, which we'll have up this weekend for you. Somebody may want a copy. Just go to mbr.org. That's mbr.org. Or you can find us online at mainebaseballreport.com if you just want all the baseball news. Steve, you have the final wrap-up here.
Final wrap-up. Messalonskee, no runs, no hits, 2 errors. Oxford Hills scores 1 unearned run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning on an error by the second baseman, Sam Bell, in a very tightly contested game. 5 hits for the Vikings. They made no errors, played spotless in the field behind Blake Slicer, who had just one of the best performances I've had a chance to witness personally, in a perfect game through 7 innings for the senior lefty. Outstanding effort. That's where we'll finish here. Oxford Hills 1, Messalonskee 0.
That will do it for us. For Joe Carpini, for Steve Flynn, for Undisclosed Camera Guy, keeping things going back at home, which is always good. I'm Matty Boutwell. Again, your final score, 1-0, Oxford Hills with a win. Perfect game in the books. Catch you next time. You're watching MBR.org's coverage of Maine High School baseball.